there's a portion of the show in which I'm told by another man. He says that in India, real men don't cry, and real men don't hold their wives' hands. The wife walks 2-3 feet behind. Now, you must understand, India is a large country. So when I'm saying this, don't take it literally. This is mostly in rural India, and there are a lot of extremely progressive people in India as well. So I don't want to give you all the wrong impression. But this is an issue. There are villages in India, in rural India, where this is the belief, this is how they've grown up. So on the show, I did say, I said, based on all of these definition of what a real man is, I am completely not a real man because I hold my wife's hand all the time. I hug my children. You're not supposed to hug your children. You're not supposed to show affection to your child as a male, a true male. So I hug my children all the time. I cry all the time. I was crying just before I entered the stage.
That's true. It is true. Yes. We were both crying, actually.
I was listening to, what's her name? Saida?
I guess
I was listening to her speak and I was in tears. So I cry all the time.
Have you cried on movies, on TV?
On TV, every episode of mine, yeah.
Excellent.
Not a single episode goes by when I don't cry. And it's not only during the show itself, it's even when I'm researching it. When you're researching these topics, it takes days for us to go through all the material we collect. And invariably, in every topic that we've picked, we get to a point where me and Satya and Swati and all of us get so disheartened. I'm looking at an interview and I'm weeping. And we kind of shut it off and we're like, why are we doing this? Nothing's going to change. You suddenly feel very disheartened. But then you come across a person who is working in that and has got so much strength, so much resilience, so much grace and such dignity that it brings you back to your feet. In these 5 years that I've researched Satyamev Jayate, I've seen the worst in mankind and I've seen the best, the most beautiful in mankind. I've come across people who are such amazing and inspirational people. I spoke to this lady whose son had been murdered. Her son had got married to a girl from a different religion, and so it was an honor killing. This lady spoke with such dignity and such grace, and with such forgiveness in her heart. I just couldn't get over it. It was it was so amazing to listen to her speak. She's talking about her son who's been killed, and I don't know where she finds the strength from to still look for love, in people. I was speaking to these two women. We often assume in India that women who are from rural India are uneducated and therefore not as strong as women from cities, etc., etc. So these two women who in the same episode were of honor killings. One woman's son and the other woman's brother was killed. And they were ostracized from the village. They were targeted. They were not sold anything. Nobody spoke to them in the village. So the ashes are taken in what is called a kalash, like a pot. That pot was not sold to them. That's the kind of segregation they faced in the village. And then they did a police complaint and all of that. So the case was going on. They were threatened. They were offered money. There was political pressure put on them. Every kind of pressure was put on them. But they didn't take the case back. And they fought the case. And they won the case, and those men are now convicted. Now, what I'm trying to say here is that these two women are from a small village in India. And the kind of courage they show in a city like Mumbai, when a political party announces that tomorrow is Mumbai Bandh, which means nobody dare go out of the house, we're going to stone every car that goes out. Some kind of protest that they're doing. Nobody leaves the house. In a city like Mumbai, which is a large city, nobody even knows who I am. We are all strangers in this city. But we are frightened to step out of the house because someone has announced that we can't. Here, these two ladies are specifically targeted. They're still staying in the same village, and they still have the courage to stand up and say, no, we don't want money. We want justice. Where do they get this courage from?
So it's,
It's really amazing. So I've met such wonderful people in this journey of 5 years.
it's hard to sort of escape the fact that you lost weight or gained weight. And you sort of were thinner in here, but I
same
understand
guy.
it's because you're in a movie right now. You're in the midst of shooting a movie. Has
Well,
it
I'm
changed?
actually getting ready for this film that I'm playing a older man who's an ex-wrestler. So I'm putting on a lot of weight, which is fun.
But has it changed your has it changed your choices of stories as a star, as a movie star?
Not really. I wouldn't say it has changed my choices as an actor, but quite naturally, I get attracted to films because of who I am. So this film that I'm doing, for example, it's called Dangal, which means wrestling, and it's a story is about this wrestler who has a dream to win a gold medal, an international gold for his country. He can't fulfill his dream because he doesn't have money. He has to give up wrestling, and so he decides that his son will fulfill his dream. And then he proceeds to have 4 daughters in the next 15 years. So the story is about his daughter fulfills his dream. Yeah.
And exactly. Well, Amir, you could have easily rested in the limelight, and yet you took, with courage and with integrity and with love and inspiration, you just went ahead and inspired, half of India's population. This is a huge deal and inspiring all of us here in America. So chapeau to you.
Thank you.
Good luck. Keep going. We are all behind you. Thank you so much. Thank you.